Before we start today's video, check out our merch shop, linked in the description down below. Use code Ahsoka in all caps to get $7 off your order. May the Force be with you, and enjoy the vid.
Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have an overall update into the regards of not only Boba Fett's future is within the Mandoverse and the overall Star Wars franchise for one, but the other of what if is going to go on with his very own show, The Book of Boba Fett. We're going to go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it. Before we do, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related and news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel, so if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button and join us here today. In this video, we are going to be taking a read from the Direct's article. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. And as I had kind of also mentioned, this is an in general kind of like pulse rate, I think, really at that, into the regards of the overall character of Boba Fett, and also for a potential possible second season moving forward with his character as well. I feel that this is something that's been in the long conversation at this point for a potential Book of Boba Fett season 2. It honestly seems at the end of the day like just about everybody would want to have this, but they would have like their few things that they would change to go along with that overall story, especially in comparison for what happened and with what went on in the first season of the Book of Boba Fett, by which I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And so, as the Star Wars Mandoverse only looks to continue to expand over on Disney+, the current question is whether the Book of Boba Fett will ever actually receive a second season. The Mandalorian's original spin-off show first debuted on December 29th of 2021, nearly 2 years ago on Disney+, and explored both Boba's past and his present on Tatooine as the new crime lord. And so, as of right now, officially, at the moment, there's no been official announcement or confirmation for a Season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett, but much like the possible potential Ahsoka Season 2 happening, it feels to be something that's always in the conversation, I think. And so, despite several other fan-favorite moments, the Disney Plus show starring Tamora Morrison and Ming-Na Wen was largely met with mixed reviews, I think, even at that. Even though, as I had mentioned, I think at the end of the day, more people would like to give the show a second chance with a second season, and would rather change around much of its story for what they would see in a second season. And so, still leading up to the show's conclusion, expectations were very high for Lucasfilm to follow the Mandalorian model with a second season. Ming-Na Wen's 2022 Twitter, or now known as X post, of where she actually had referred to the show as Season 1, had kind of added that fuel to the fire, of which she later clarified by saying, "Everyone jumped to conclusions when I called it the first season. What else would I call it?" To clarify, it doesn't imply that there's a second one, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Enjoy all chapters of the Book of Boba Fett. And so, later within the year of 2022, the Star Wars actress had remained hopeful at that, Ming-Na Wen, for a second season of the show, on responding to inquiries from fans with knock on wood that they'll hopefully be announcing that soon, by saying that, in quotes, "Second season of the Book of Boba Fett, I hope. I never count on my chickens before they hatch." Because in this business, you just never know, but knock on wood, they'll hopefully be announcing that soon. Ending that quote right there, and they never announced it soon. Because that was something that she said nearly 2 years ago at this point, back in 2022, and of course, coming off of that high of, well, being in Star Wars and having the Book of Boba Fett, everybody was kind of clamoring for what is going to go on with the future of this overall character, whether it's going to be in the Book of Boba Fett Season 2, or in the Mandalorian Season 4, or in the Thrawn/Dave Filoni Cultimation movie that was confirmed and announced at the beginning of this year. There's a lot of different likely other options of where we can see the character of Boba Fett kind of actually resume his overall story, by which I think a big one is going to be the Mandalorian Season 4, especially as it looks to ramp up its filming and its overall production in next year of February 2024. Although I don't want to get too hyped up over that because, well, let's look at the last time that kind of happened. More Boba seemed like quite a possibility in early 2023, earlier this year, when Mando's own Pedro Pascal had actually referred to the show as a first season as well on the official Star Wars website. Not to mention that we had the Mandalorian Season 3 at the beginning of this year, of where we kind of were all anticipating to have something for Boba Boba Fett, whether it was a reference or that he would cameo and show up again and maybe set things up for a second season of his own show and send him on his way from there. That was something I was very heavy on for, and something I talked a lot about here on the channel, of course. But I think that, as we all saw, was something that we didn't see, having Boba Fett come back for The Mandalorian Season 3. It was also later revealed by Tamora Morrison that he was waiting for a phone call from Lucasfilm for The Mandalorian Season 3, but it never happened, unfortunately. And so, unfortunately, Star Wars Celebration 2023 came and went with no news or announcements of a Season 2, and Tamora Morrison was surprisingly missing in action in The Mandalorian Season 3. But don't give up hope. We're destined to see more of Boba Fett sooner or later, and as I had mentioned, we have a couple of options I think to pick from that as well. Of course, these are all options I'll be discussing a little bit later down the road in separate future videos here on the channel in more detail and in more depth. It's all the more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, but as I kind of had touched on there for a moment, I think a very likely option that's up and coming is The Mandalorian Season 4, as it looks for its filming and its production next year in February of 2024. We're destined to get plenty of leaks, rumors, and everything in between into the regards of The Mandalorian Season 4, so not if, but when we hear more things about it, whether or not it is about Boba Fett being in the show or not, we will be talking about it here on the channel. And I think aside from that, a very, I think, just blatant, obvious one out there would be to have just a straight up second season of his own show. I'm going to go ahead and piggyback off of what I was kind of saying though earlier this year of what I was thinking that we would see for The Mandalorian Season 3, of by which they would cameo or have a centric episode on the character of Boba Fett during The Mandalorian Season 3, and from there that would spiral off and set things up for his own second season. Very similar for what we saw The Mandalorian Season 2 do for his first season of the show, and so I was fingers crossed that they would do the same. But we may see that with The Mandalorian Season 4, and if that isn't the case, then we are destined to see Boba Fett return once more, I think definitely, for the big Thrawn or Dave Filoni Cultimation Mandoverse movie that was announced at the beginning of this year, as it looks to act as this Avengers level kind of movie essentially, but for the post-Return of the Jedi era, as we know and love as the Mandoverse, of by which, if you are a Marvel fan, we have our Marvel channel linked in the description down below. And so, this year all being said, guys, I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What are you guys looking forward to seeing with the future of Boba Fett and the Mandoverse? I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions and theories in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been an official Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.